I've got dreams that sparkle bright in the stillness of the night. No more whispers left unclaimed, tired of playing their blame game. Your advice, like clouds unclear, shrouds my path in fog and fear. I've got plans of golden hue. Listen close, they're not for you. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Let me be. Let me live. I have plans. I have plans. Wanted this child, no mistake. Keep your insight fake and vague. In our world we'll build anew. See me rise in skies so blue. Judgments falling like fake rain, washing over without gain. They don't walk in shoes I made. In my soul our dreams parade. Hearts like diamonds, precious, rare. In this family we care. No more shadows from your glance. In our life don't take a stance. Rise above what others say. Through each bright and shining day. Strengthen my own heart and hands. In this life love firmly stands. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Let me be. Let me live. I have plans. I have plans.
Now they see that I was right. Ooh, I stood my ground in every fight. Told them once and told them twice. Guess it took the burn to open eyes. They advocated for the wrong side, ignored the truth that I could not hide. Now Now they're turning back on broken dreams, wandering lost in twisted schemes.
We're back. How is everyone doing today? I'm Techo Druff. We are engineered to win. Welcome to Software Explorations. We are going to be getting into ethical hacking today. Always ethical. All right. So last week, we're going to do a quick little recap of what we did last week, and then I'm going to share what we're going to do this week, get into our agenda, and then we are going to get to work for today. All right. So what have we done so far? And guess what? We are still on the first phase. The first stage of ethical hacking. We're going to be wrapping that up tonight so that we can get into the next phase next week. But what we have done so far, we have installed Kali Linux on our virtual machine. We did it on 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 virtualization softwares. We did it on UTM eventually. We did it on We did it on VirtualBox, which that almost caused my computer to explode. And we did it on VMware Fusion. Shout out to Prince Marky D, who put me on to that I could use VMware on a Mac. So shout out to my guy, Prince Marky D. So we did that. And then we got into using some basic Linux commands. And when I say basic, I mean really the fundamentals of Linux commands, like how to copy files, how to make directories, how to move files, how to delete files, how to change directories, navigational structure, how to print out files, how to create a file. Very basic stuff that we did, just so that we can get into navigating the terminal and stuff like that. We also had some fun. We installed the Gwake, not the Guac, but the Gwake terminal, right? We did that, and we used that a bit, and then we moved into some networking type Linux commands like NSLOOKUP. We did ping. We did whois. That way, that's used for in the reconnaissance phase to find out where places are hosted, who is lookups, who owns a domain name, things like that. Then the past weeks we use WhatWeb to examine websites. We explored some tools like Bbot that my guy Matthew Rogers put me up on game on.
Be the best.
Right? So today I want to look at, and this is part of the class, right? I want to look for some additional tools, maybe on GitHub. And we're just gonna, because guess what? I said, you know what? I'm not gonna go out and look for these. I saw a couple, but I'm like, we're gonna do it together, right? We're gonna go into GitHub and I might just show some of my public GitHub code, because some people have been trying to slide into my GitHub. So I might just go and show some of the GitHub. So, because if you're not too familiar with GitHub, I'll show some of my GitHub. And we'll look at some other people's repositories in GitHub, because I don't want anybody just trying to slide into my GitHub. It's okay. I will show some of my GitHub code. Don't worry. All right. So that is the plan for today. But with that being said, before we can go any further, we need to take care of some housekeeping really quick. So welcome to the show, everybody. I thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. All right. So first and foremost, I just want to say a big thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel, those who are brand new, and because we are growing at a crazy pace. I can't even keep up, right? But I just want to say thank you to all the new ones. But you know what? I have to say thank you to those who have been with me for a very long time. Whether you were a AWS cloud watcher or whether you were here in the flesh, active in the chat, shout out to you guys. Whether you watch the live streams or whether you watch the pre-released video or the pre-recorded videos or the clips of the live streams, whatever it is that you allow me to add value to you, I truly, truly appreciate every last one of you.
I appreciate you.
And I always have to shout out to my Patreon members, Team Tech Coach Ralph. Shout out to my Tech Barbarians and my Tech Prodigy members, those who I coach one-on-one, who put in the work day in and day out.
We the best.
And shout out to my technical explorers and all of the Team Tech Coach Ralph, those who are joining the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord as we plan to work on some amazing things. It is like I am figuring it out. I am building it as I fly, but I'm figuring it out. You know what? I might even do my first office hours this weekend in the Discord. I might end up doing it like every other weekend in the Discord for about an hour and a half while I'm working on some stuff. If anybody wants to jump in and ask me a question, I'll be more than happy to answer your question. But I'll probably be editing video while I'm in there. And if anybody wants to have a conversation, I can talk and edit at the same time, kinda. All right. So that's what's happening in the Patreon and the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord. And shout out to my YouTube members, my tech mercenaries. Shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for keeping this channel alive. All right. Our next live show is going to be Saturday morning for the men lie. Women also lie. But numbers, what do the numbers do? The numbers, they manipulate. So we're going to be breaking down the weekly economic numbers. I got my guy Mitch, who co-hosts the show from the chat, right? Like he gives me all types of economic feedback and data. But we have our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data to help us understand what we are looking into. And Mitch is like, nope, that's not right. That could be better. You guys know how my best friend Mitch is.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
All right. And then tomorrow we also have the Bug Bite premiering at noon Eastern time, where we're going to be, what are we talking about tomorrow? I don't remember what we're talking about tomorrow, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I think we're talking about AWS. Oh, we're talking about, and DBR, you might've heard of this, right? But we're talking about the Who AMI hack that a penetration testing company discovered and helped AWS patch it up. It was pretty cool. It's a really, really interesting article. You would definitely appreciate that if you're in the cybersecurity space, the cloud technology space, all of that stuff. It's going to be a really, really good article, a really good read, and a really good breakdown. So I definitely want to see you there as well. That's going to be tomorrow, the Bug Bite at noon Eastern time. All right. And then throughout the week, I am releasing clips from different live streams. We're releasing clips and as we've always been doing, clips from the Q&A, from our tech Q&A show that we do on Tuesday nights. If you have any questions, you can ask me on Tuesday nights, or you can go to techcoachralph.dev, join the Tech Coach Ralph Patreon, and link your Patreon account to your Discord, and you can join me for office hours where I will even be at office hours. We can even take a look at your resume live, and I can give you some quick immediate feedback for all of that. All right. So that is our upcoming plans for the week. Last announcement, last bit of housekeeping. I am going to drop this link in the chat so that if you have not done so already, you can help my dear cousin to get some data on your awareness or knowledge of TBI, traumatic brain injuries. She was in an accident last year. She suffered a traumatic brain injury. So she is dealing with that. And so, going through therapy and stuff like that. But she noticed that there's not much information about TBI and how to deal with it, and how for family members of TBI patients or people who are suffering from TBI to deal with. So she is a mathematician and a system engineer. So she is gathering data to be able to put out content, whether it's blog posts, whether it's podcasts, whether she comes here on this stream, who knows, right? On this channel. and we have and you know, she shares what she's finding out and how she's dealt with it and stuff like that. All I know right now, she needs data. So do me a big favor. Do me a big favor. Go ahead and fill out the survey or the questionnaire. I just dropped the link in the chat. It'll also be circulating throughout the chat throughout the night as well. And if any of the moderators want to drop that in the chat as well, feel free to do so as well. But just trying to collect some data. Mitch told me it takes about 3 to 5 minutes to figure it out. So if you can help with that, that'll be truly appreciated. All right. And of course, if you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know every time we go live and drop new content. All right. Those are my announcements for today. Let's get to the chat, and then of course we will get to work. All right. So let's jump to it. All right. Let me see who we have in the building. Bright and early, we have Roxy in the building. Where? Oh my goodness. You see, every single time. You see, Miss Freckles, it is not just you. It is not just you, Miss Freckles. Every single time. I'm going to have a conversation with these people because we cannot have this be happening. Like this is annoying. All right. So we have Roxy, but it says, good evening, Techo Draft. Good to see everyone in the chat. It is amazing to see everyone in the chat. We have my guy Magnetar in the building. What's up, Magnetar? How are you doing tonight? Hopefully you're doing well. We have the one, the only Miss Freckles in the building. How you doing, Miss Freckles? Let's see. We have my guy DB Darrow in the building.
Let's get it.
What's up, DB Darrow? How are you doing? Let's see. We have C Marshall in the building. How are you doing, C Marshall? Hopefully all is well with you. Let's see. You know what, Max? I wonder who as well. I wonder who was trying to slide into my GitHub. All right, who knows? Who knows? DB Darrow says, "What happened with VirtualBox?" So I think it was just trying to use too much resources on the computer because I was on the stream, and then it almost either it cut off the stream one time and then another time it almost cut off the stream again. So I just like, you know, I'm just gonna use VMware to go with, and VMware has been pretty stable. So that's pretty much what happened. Let's see. Miss Freckles says manipulate. That's what they do. Miss Freckles. That's what they do. DB Darrow says that always cracks me up. Mitch is eating last night's pizza. Let's see. all I'm saying, Ms. Freckles, be careful what you wish for, because there will be a pop quiz, which is not a pop quiz anymore now that I'm announcing it, but there will be a pop quiz at the end of the class. So make sure you are sitting up front taking notes, Ms. Freckles. I'm telling you. And as you guys know, Compassionless 2025, there will not be a curve. There will not be a curve, Ms. Freckles. So be ready, okay? Let's see. All right. It says TCR, the pizza is on you. What? I'm gonna tell you guys this, right? Yesterday at Jiu-Jitsu, it was our professor's birthday, and they surprised him with pizza and cake. Guess what happened? TCR did not have any pizza or any cake. I'm just saying. I am on a mission. I'm on a mission. So I was like, all right, you know what? We're gonna just have some Brazilian pizza at the in April. After all is said and done, I'm gonna go get me some Brazilian pizza, a Brazilian burger, all of that stuff. But for now, we are very, very disciplined. Very disciplined. You know, so it is what it is. I gotta do what I've got to do. All right. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's get started with the show. We are going to jump into our first 20-minute segment. Let me close some of this stuff out. All right, let's do that. So the way that we're going to get started, we are going to go with, let's put up a 20-minute timer.
It's time to do.
So the way that we're going to do this, I am going to do a very loose search on Google for different reconnaissance tools, and we're going to see what kind of packages that we're going to find. And then we're going to say, okay, how can we install them and stuff like that. It's probably going to be a lot of stuff in GitHub because there are tons of resources that are available. And a lot of things that exist there, like, let's say they don't make it into Kali Linux. That doesn't mean you can't install additional tools and use it that way. All right. So let's go to, I'm going to go to this screen over here. All right. And I'm just going to go to google.com and we're going to search for, Kali, not Kali. Not Kali. We're going to search for Reconnaissance tools. Tools. Let's just search for reconnaissance tools, right? And all right, so reconnaissance. So we already know what reconnaissance is, but we'll do a quick recap for people who might have missed it. So reconnaissance is gathering information. Like when you're doing ethical hacking, when you're doing penetration testing, you need to know your opponent. And see me, I like to put things in a sports lens, where you have to gather information on your opponent. So you might study their game tape. You might look at what they like, their signals that they do and what they do with them. So it's all about gathering information. Let's say, for instance, you're a you're on a basketball team. You're a basketball coach, right? You need to know what the other team, like what their strategy is, and you try to anticipate. So when we're doing reconnaissance for ethical hacking, we are trying to gather information, and because the fact that we're doing it for ethical hacking and penetration testing, we are getting permission from the company or from the person that we're going to be trying to hack. Now, unethical hackers, the black hat, I guess they call them, they're just going to do it. They're just going to do it. They're going to try to get in, So now let's read a little bit about this reconnaissance, right? So reconnaissance tools are used to gather information about a target's digital footprint. These tools can be used for penetration testing, security investigations, and more. So, and then there's passive reconnaissance tools like Photon, which I've never heard of, but it scans for the internet for open ports, services, and banners. There's Census, scans the internet for open ports, services, so also does that. There's Wireshark, gathers information without directly interacting with the system. OS fingerprinting, a method used to gather information passively. For active reconnaissance tools, there's a tool called Ping, used to interact directly with a computer system. Netcat, used to interact directly with a computer system. There's the OS, because when they had first put OSINT in the chat, I had no idea what they were talking about, but it stands for open source intelligence, right? So there's tools like Google Dorks, uses Google indexing to aid in security investigations. There's the Harvester, which we used last week, gathers information about subdomains, virtual hosts, open ports, and email addresses. I think the Harvester is part of Kali Linux. The Security Trails API provides access to DNS server records, domain details, and IP information. Other reconnaissance tools, there's Maltego, uses graphical analysis to create patterns and connections from information. Nessus, often one of the first steps used when doing reconnaissance. So, we'll probably take a look at Nessus as well. But as it says here, and I said too, reconnaissance is a crucial stage in penetration testing and ethical hacking, because guess what? If you do not know anything about your target, then how can you attack somebody that you don't know, right? Like if you look at these movies where you have these snipers will learn everything about their target, and they might sit and wait for like days upon days in the same exact spot before they actually make a move, right? So, and inside of GitHub, there's so many different ethical hacking tools inside of GitHub. You see this first one that comes up is from Nate A. Hess, I guess the name is, and awesome Recon tool. So, and the reason that I'm going this method is because I don't want to just find some well-known pre-found tools. I just want to go through the whole process of research. What I learned is, the number one thing in tech, you will not survive in tech without this. Everything else can be learned, but this one thing, it's knowing how to research. Because as a software engineer, QA engineer, you will find yourself a good 70% of your time spent is trying to figure out how to do something. If it's possible, what's the best way to get it done? And then the 30% of the time is like actually writing out the code and stuff like that, right? So research. Okay. So let's take a look at this first one, right? Because you will see that we'll have all these different tools available, but I want to go to this GitHub one, right? So we are going to slide into this person's GitHub account. All right, so this one is Recon tools, a compiled list of tools for reconnaissance and footprinting. All right, so domain and networking and network recon. So we're just gonna go through a brief look through this list. I guess these are the different sections that exist in this documentation. But we have domain network recon, so that's here. Tools for grabbing network related information, personal information and email footprinting, tools for finding personal information such as social networks and emails, as well as footprinting tools for mail. Hacking with Google, use Google commands to your advantage. So now we have this section, right? So we have RN, who is RDAP, a public resource that allows users to retrieve information about IP number resources, organizations, and point of contacts registered with ARIN. And this might just be like the regular who is lookup. Aquatone, let's see, a tool for visual inspection of websites across a large amount of hosts. Very convenient for quickly gaining an overview of HTTP-based attack services. I see. So this is a GitHub repo, right? Batch. So let me make a note of the ones that we're going to take a look at. So we'll look at Aquatone. Batch IP Converter, an award-winning network tool to work with IP addresses, domain to IP converter, batch ping, trace route, who is, and that is pretty cool. So you can have a big number of IP addresses and you can pass that as probably as a list, and then it's going to, or a big number of domain names and pass that as a list, and it's going to do a bunch of pinging and who is lookups and stuff like that for you. Built with scans over 46,953 different web technologies. Discover what tools a website uses, such as shopping carts, hosting, analytics, and more. That's pretty cool. Census mines a global internet database to enumerate assets that may compromise an attack service. Datasploit performs automated open source intelligence on a domain, email, username, and finds relevant information from different sources. DNS Dumpster can discover hosts related to a domain. Map an organization's attack surface with a virtual dumpster dive. Let's see. I'm not going to read every single one of these, but let's see this. I've heard of this Maltego. Let's see about this one. Open source intelligence and graphical link analysis tool for gathering and connecting information for investigative tasks. Shodan has servers around the world that crawls the internet 24/7 to provide the latest internet intelligence. Let's see. Wireshark, the world's foremost and widely used network protocol analyzer. Nightjade had suggested that I use Wireshark to make like while I'm making calls with DeepSeek's local LLM, but install locally, to see what if there were actually any network calls being made to China while it shouldn't be, because it's running locally. So that's interesting. I didn't do it because it would take too many resources. Like imagine trying to run a virtual machine and a large language model. That would be a nightmare. All right, so Linux CLI tools. We have DNS Recon, check NS records for zone transfer, enumerate general DNS records, DNS Tracer. We have Fierce, DNS reconnaissance tool for locating non-contiguous IP space. GhostEye, information about gathering data for who is. Let's see, running Recon, recursive Recon engine, and framework that can enumerate subdomains, DNS, all of that. Programs and web applications. So we have been verified, background checks with loads of information, email tracker pro. Let's see. So I have on my list that we want to check out Sherlock. So we're definitely going to do Sherlock. So let me write down Sherlock over here. Sherlock. Let's see what else we got. So we already checked out the Harvester last week. Hacking with Google, cache. This command will show you the cached version of any website. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. All in text. Search for specific text contained on any web page. That's interesting. Let's see. All right, so that is about it. So let's pick a couple of these. It says DBDR says, is there any mention of Nmap? Let me see. Nmap. Not by itself, but they do have Nmap mentioned as a part of GhostEye. So let's go back though. Well, before we do that, so I have Sherlock. On my list I have Sherlock and I have Aquatone. Let me duplicate this and let's go back. Actually, no, let me go to GitHub, right? GitHub.com. And look at that. We just slid into my GitHub. Aww. So, you know what? I'll show some stuff in my GitHub during our first break, all right? It'll go with the announcements and stuff like that, right? But but this is pretty much my GitHub. But what I want to do is I want to search for Recon tools. All right, let's see what we get with that. And doing this very, very basic search in GitHub, I was able to, I got a whole list of Recon tools. Let me search for, before I do that though, let me search for Nmap. Let me see what we get from Nmap. So there goes Nmap right here. Network mapper. And as part of GitHub, like the first page is going to have should have a README file which tells you what the repository is about. It says your GitHub is looking slick. Nmap is released under a custom license, but is based on but not fully compatible with GPL v2. The Nmap license allows free usage by any end user, and we also offer commercial license for companies that wish to redistribute Nmap technologies with their products. Installing, ideally you should be able to just do /configure make install. Nmap has a lot of features, but getting started is as easy as running nmap scanme.nmap.org. Running without any parameters will give a helpful list of the most common options, which is discussed in depth in the man page. Users who prefer graphical interface can use the ZenMap frontend. Let's see what the ZenMap frontend is. Oh, okay. I hear you. So if you don't want to use it in code, you can always do it using this interface right here. Let's see. And DBDR says that Nmap is installed on Kali Linux by default. Awesome. And here's the thing, that something that I saw the other day. Someone asked, can I still do, penetration testing, ethical hacking without Kali Linux? And the answer is yes, because from my understanding, Kali Linux is just a distribution that is built for cybersecurity, for penetration testing, stuff like that. But it's just all that it is. It already has the tools pre-installed, so you can create your own virtual machine and you can install your own tools and stuff like that. The same tools that are on Kali Linux, you can install that on a totally different virtual machine, right? So it's totally possible. All right. Let me see. So let's continue. All right. So what I want to do, so in our first segment, we'll just be looking at some tools, right? So we have Nmap. I'm going to duplicate this again. So we'll keep Nmap open. And then maybe the next two segments, we will practice, installing some of this stuff, right? So we're gonna do just Recon tools, and we have Recon for the win. It's a tool designed to perform automated recon on a target domain by running the best set of tools to perform scanning, and there's more. All right, we have the Iron Master, so Recon NG, open source intelligence gathering tool aimed at reducing the time spent by harvesting information from open sources. So I'll say this, right? So let's see. Auto Recon is a multi-threaded network reconnaissance tool which performs automated enumerations of services. All right, I'm gonna start off with this one because it said automated recon, and that caught my attention because I love automation. I am an automation engineer, so I'm gonna open that one. Let's take a look for Sherlock. Let's see what Sherlock is. Is Sherlock in GitHub? I don't know. Let's find out. So hunt down social media accounts by username across social networks. So let's take a look at this Sherlock over here. So you guys decide, before we actually get into using these tools, do you want to do Sherlock first? Do you want to do Nmap first? Or do you want to do Recon for the win first? I am leaning towards, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Sherlock, but I could also see myself leaning towards Recon for the win because of the automation part of it. So, but you guys decide, what do you want to do first? And then we'll go that way. All right. Let's see what else we got over here. Let's see. Magtor says Recon first. Okay, I hear you, Magtor. I hear you. Natural language event parser for JavaScript. That doesn't sound like one to die for. Let's see what else we got in here. Aircrack engine. So I believe NYCX tool that we're going to be getting into aircrack when we get into the scanning phase, which would be next week. We'll probably get into aircrack next week because in the presentation that I released yesterday, they were talking about aircrack in order for wireless scanning and stuff like that. So we'll probably get into those type of tools as we get more into the scanning phase of things. But that is a great suggestion, I must say. Big Bounty Recon tool utilizes 58 different techniques using various Google Docs and open source tools to expedite the process of initial something. Let's see. But yeah, like basically what I wanted you to see though, that there are tons and tons, like there's 100 pages, right? If we filter by repositories, there's 1.8 thousand or yeah, 1,800 repositories that are dedicated to ethical or reconnaissance tools, right? To reconnaissance tools. So yeah, so there's that, right? So Magnar said, let's get started with Recon first. So we're gonna take a look at this Recon for the win repository. And so let's read it real quick, right? Recon for the win. I'm just guessing it means for the win, but it says automates the entire process of reconnaissance for you. It outputs the work of subdomain enumeration along with various vulnerability checks and obtaining maximum information about your target. Recon for the win uses a lot of techniques: passive brute force, permutations, certificate transparency, source code scraping, analytics, DNS records for subdomain enumeration, which helps you to get the maximum and the most interesting subdomains so that you will be ahead of the competition. It also performs various vulnerability checks like cross-server scripting, open redirects, SSRF, CRLF, LFI, SQLI, SSL test, SCTI. All right, there's way too many acronyms over here, right? It sounds like a bunch of infestation over here, right? DNS zone transfers and much more. Along with these, it performs OSINT techniques, directory fuzzing, dorking, port scanning, screenshots, nuclei, scans on your target. All right, so that is what this one does. All right, so and just in perfect timing. So when we come back from break, we are going to actually install Recon for the win on our virtual machine, and we will continue from there. All right, so let's go to break. All right, there we have it. We are at break. So what I showed you, and the part of like pretty much what I really want to show you tonight is it's not what you are only given. It's all right. This is what I know. What can I do with it? Research is so important. All right, and having to know how to find these different tools and how to install them, how to test them out. That is what's going to make a very, very big difference in your career, whether it is in cybersecurity, whether it is in QA, whether it's in DevOps, whether it's in software engineering, whether it's in front end engineering, right? Like whatever type of work that you do, knowing how to research is monumental. All right. So with that being said, let's get to break. I'm going to check the chat, and then we are going to actually have a quick conversation about some things that I'm working on, the Tech Barbarians are working on, what we're about to embark on. And then we will, I will show some of my GitHub repositories and what they are, and we'll go from there, right? So let's get to the chat. All right. Let me see what my friends are talking about. Let's see. Miss Freckle says none. Did you have none? I had none. Says that's real discipline. And what I ended up doing is after I got home, use the sauna, try to keep working at it. I'm like, all right, now I'm going to make me a protein shake, and that's all that I had, and some peanuts, right? And I was like, all right, we're back to work. And then and every single day, repeat. So that's how I do it. That's how I get ready for competition. And hasn't failed me yet. It hasn't failed me yet. All right. Magna says pizza with cake. That bathroom must be worn out. I thought pizza and cake was a common party food. No, am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? I thought that was common party food. Now the question is, what toppings are you putting on your pizza? What topping are you putting on your pizza? All right, let's see. Oh my goodness, it can't be. It is the one, the only Tech Coach Ralph's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 best friend. It is Mitch is in the building.
Did we just become best friends? Yup. Shake and bake.
What's up, Mitch? How are you doing? He says it just gets to a point where I just can't hold back anymore. I just got to say, Tech Coach Ralph, you are the man. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you. I know it's hard for you to express. That's why I am speaking it for you. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Max says it's paid in full. DVDR says any mention of Nmap. There was not, but we looked it up, and as you said, it is installed on Kali Linux. DVDR says your GitHub is looking slick. I try. I do the best that I can.
Let's get it.
DBR says I use Nmap for Recon and it's installed on Kali Linux by default. Yep, thank you so much for that. Magna says let's do a Recon, and NYCX tool says Aircrack NG for Wi-Fi. That is a good one. We are going to be using, like I said, we're going to be using Aircrack NG, but we're going to be doing it. I don't know if it's going to be next week, but we're going to do it once we get to the scanning phase, because in the presentation yesterday I saw that it's part of scanning. DVDR says I'm biased and want to Nmap, but Auto Recon may be a better starting point. I've never used Auto Recon, but when I see automation, I'm like, I gotta try automate. I gotta try automating it, right? But it's probably better to do Nmap to get a better understanding of it. But I just gotta do automation. I gotta do automation in DBDaro. Typo I meant Recon for the win. Says running this scan is about to have your PC working overtime. Uh oh. Can you like thread it maybe? Like say, all right, just do one. I don't know. We'll see. If I see it starts to get kind of cranky, then I'll just stop it. Let's see. Mitch says that he is not having any pizza because he has to be ready for his Fabletics. I heard they make men content too. Men clothing too. So, let's see. All right, so let's get to this first break time conversation. All right, so the Tech Barbarians and I are embarking on a new project, right? So let me put up a 5-minute timer. So I will put it like this. We have put down our quotes application, which would be, we're still gonna, like, on the side, probably adding more quotes to it and stuff like that. But we are not going to actively be our first priority as what we're working on. We're going to be moving into a new application. This application is going to be based on interview preparation and resume stuff, because from what I see, a lot of people they do very, very poorly when getting ready for interviews. They don't know how to prep for them. They don't know how to plan for them. They don't know how to practice for them. So we're going to be building out some type of application. Right now, I have put one of my Tech Barbarians as the lead to figure out what it is that we're going to build based on what she has experienced in the past few weeks. And that way we are going to be planning it all out, and we're going to build it the same way that we build any other application. So the reason I bring this up is because I know that there are so many people who are like, I just can't get a break. No one's taking a chance on me. And Magnetar, my guy, he'll say, you're just mean, which I am mean, but with good reason. Nobody has to take a chance on you. If somebody decides to, then that is out of the kindness of their heart. But in the real world, in business, it's not about taking a chance, right? It is not about taking a chance.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
We got my guy, Magnetar, in the building. Shout out to my guy, Magnetar. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I am going to read that as soon as I'm done. My guy, Magnetar, is the man.
We the best. I appreciate you.
But what I was saying, though, is that so many people are like, oh, I don't have any experience, and no one wants to take, like, how am I supposed to get experience? And then the only thing you have on your resume is that internship that the boot camp gave you, where it's not really a real internship, and it's like you can't really explain what you did. And I asked you, like, all right, so now when you speak to me, I'm like, all right, do you know how to use GitHub? No. Do you know how to use Git? No. Do you know how to use Docker? Do you know how to start an application locally? No. And I'm like, well, guess what? If I'm coaching you, then I will actually show you how, not show you, but I will have you learn how to do that stuff. But if I'm hiring you, then the answer is
do not come, because
I have the expectation of you as a QA person, as a software person, that you know how to do these things already. Not that, like, there is no, to me, on the job training is stuff that is unique to the job, not how to actually do the bare minimum of the job. I am not going to be hiring somebody to say, well, this is your first real web development project. No, you need to have built something that has importance already. You know what I mean? Or at least participate on it. So right now, at the beginning of this project, you would have the opportunity to participate in the end-to-end development of whatever, of like getting this application off the ground, and get some DevOps experience. I have somebody who is learning. They are going to school for network engineering, but guess what? Network engineering is it's going to be DevOps, right? It's going to be DevOps, and I'm like, well, you have no experience. I want you to go and get your CCNA and all your certifications. Those are great. But guess what? If you do not know how to actually do the work, then I couldn't care less about your little certification. the certification might get you an interview. But if you don't know how to do the work, then I don't care. I don't care. Right? So I'm like, all right, well, this is what we're going to do. As we build out this project, you're going to be learning how to actually use these cloud providers so that we can be able to deploy this. I need you to set up the infrastructure. And throughout the whole process, like there's spots for people to plug into to build something. And what I do is we're actually going to deploy it where you can have this as it's not a project, it's an application.
Back to work, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work.
I have the people that I'm coaching build actually real applications that there can actually be users for to get real feedback. And that way now when you're talking about your experience, it's like, yeah, I just logged into some fake e-commerce site and I created a bunch of fake test cases and test plans with 1,000 other QA people on the call. Or I just built this to-do list over and over and over again. No. Based on the needs that I see from the people that I'm coaching with, that I'm talking with, from my Patreon members, all of that, right? I'm like, all right, well, let's how can we build this application? And that's what my guy Don does all the time as well. So I'm like, well, you had this need, and I'm like, well, let's just build something around it so that it can be a self-service, So if you are trying to build experience, then you might want to tap in so that you can be a part of this project so that you can have something that you can articulate. One of the people that I was coaching a while back, they said that, they were in college, they had just did a boot camp, they wanted a refund from their boot camp, right? But I said, on like the first coaching day, I said, do you know how to use Docker? No. I'm like, all right, well, I need you to install Docker and I need you to do this. And they were like, I don't think I can do this. I'm like, I don't care. Honest to God truth. Magnetar, I told them this, Magnetar. I said, I don't care what you think. I said, I don't think I can do this. I'm like, I don't care what you think. I was like, I said this. It
doesn't matter what you think.
I was like, I don't care what you think, because guess what? I know this and you don't. So if I say that you can do it, then you can do it. And if you get stuck, I'm right there to bring down a rope, a ladder, and lend a helping hand to lift you out of the hole that you're stuck in, right? So I'm like, I don't care. I do not care what you think, because you don't know what you don't know. And then within 3 weeks, right? They are starting applications locally through Docker, and then having them use Docker Compose and stuff like that, so that they can actually be able to test locally. They're spinning up, making MongoDB queries and stuff like that. I'm like, there you go. So to me, that right there is experience. You might not have that, and that's a little bit. That's a little bit of experience, just barely enough to get you to the starting line. But guess what? You're at the starting line. So that's why I do it the way that I do. And for those who want to become a tech barbarian, a tech project member, those are the 2 tiers who actually get to participate in the projects. Then you go to techcoach.dev and you can sign up over there, and I can find a place based on your goals to plug you in if you're looking for that experience, right? I also coach people who don't need that particular experience, but yeah. So anyways, that is that. Well, guess what? Time is up. I guess there is no time to slide into my GitHub. I'm kidding. Let's take a look at the GitHub real quick. I will go over here and let me pull up my GitHub, and then we will switch over GitHub. All right. So, this is my GitHub. I probably don't push code as much as I should, because I'll have it on the computer. I should push more, right? But basically, what I have in my Git, if I go to my repositories, what I have in here are the different projects that I work on. So I have these private repos for our David Goggins quotes application. And then this right here, Project AI PR. So this was done by, so this is a PR that I forked or a project that I forked over from Don. Don is copy left dev. Don has a lot of GitHub. You know what? I'm gonna drop his GitHub in the chat real quick. GitHub copy left dev. Don has you won't even believe how many repos Don has in his GitHub. I'm gonna drop his GitHub in the chat. There goes my guy Don right there. He has 379 repos. 379 repos. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Take a look at his repos, his public repos. It's crazy. It is total craziness. He has like different challenges and stuff like that, so you definitely want to check it out. But back to my repos. I have 26 repos. But I have that one. I have the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data app. That's the front end. It's also a private repo. I had this Mongoose type URL, which I was trying to rewrite it, but it didn't work out too well. Have the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data API. So that's the back end of it. We have the time cost calculator, which is written in Dart when we were doing our mobile application. This app that I was building that I'm not really going to build anymore because it was not worth it. Let me see, what else do we have? So we have this this software explorations for, like, we were exploring Playwright. So if I go ahead and I open this, so this was done in Playwright, and we have the main branch, and I click into my tests, and I think it's like when I first tried Playwright, I was writing it on Southwest Airlines, but this is the code. Let me see if I have something I could show. I will go into, let me see if this one has it. All right, so in this repo, we have the README file that I was talking about. This is an old one. This is not the one I want to use. Let me use the old one. Let's go to this one, right? So this has a README file of pretty much the README file breaks down what the app is. And it has pretty much all the details, how the technologies that we used. It has what are the prerequisites. So you need to have, let's say you were to jump on this project, you need to have Node, Mongo, Docker, Postman to test, MongoDB Compass to be able to make database, to like make changes in the database, how to install. And this is typically part of a README file for a repository. If you look at any of the GitHub repositories, they should have something like this. Pretty much all the data, like setting up their environment variables, how to test it, how to develop in it, things like that. The documentation for the API, I should fix this, but this is a screenshot of how the application looks. You know, basically that's what it is, right? But that is, and then, you know, you can drill down into the code. You know, you can take a look at the code and stuff like that. Let's say we go here. That's how the code looks, but that's basically it. That is basically that is basically us sliding into my GitHub. All right. All right. Well, that is it. That was, you know, brief look at some of the stuff that I have in my GitHub, the things that I'm working on. And we're going to be getting this, the project that I was talking about in there soon, because we're going to be building that out. And it's the reason, and I'm always looking for opportunities to put people in areas they're not familiar with, to make them uncomfortable, because my tech barbarian has not led the development of a project before. I said, you know what? This is on you. You're going to determine like what's the MVP, the minimum viable product. And you're going to be, you know, coming up with ideas, interviewing people like to see how we're going to build, like what do we need to build. And that way you get comfortable talking to people, you get comfortable taking the lead on a project, you get experience building something, you know? So that is the method to my madness. All right. First, let's take a look at the super chat that my guy Magnus sent. He says, found my username and password for GitHub from 2 years ago. Let's get it, Magnus. And thank you for the $5 super chat.
I appreciate you.
All right, let's go to the chat. Let me see. Mitch says a lot of layoffs going on. These boot camps not gonna work. Everybody going for the same exact job. You're right. NYCX Tool says ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, GitHub even has Copilot built in now. Ask those for help. That's a fact. And that's the thing too. Like, I don't know if you've seen some of the other videos on this channel, NYCX, but that's why we're also learning about these large language models so that we can always trying to stay up to date ahead of the game, because and while I'm doing this learning this ethical hacking thing, I also have in the back of my mind, how can we, what kind of large language model stuff that we can integrate in that, and this all for DevOps, for all that stuff. So I'm always looking and thinking not to be complacent, not to be stagnant, always looking forward to move. Right? Because for me, if I'm not moving forward, then I'm automatically moving backwards. There's no such thing as standing still in my eyes, right? If I'm not moving forward, I'm automatically moving backwards. If you're not first, then you're last. Shout out to Ricky Bobby. All right, so that's everything. Let's get to our next. Oh yeah, Mitch said yap.
Bruh.
All right, let's get to another 20 minutes on the clock.
Let's go!
All right, so we're going to we're going to open up VMware. And hopefully, my biggest hope is that DB Darrow is wrong and that my machine does not just explode, because I don't want to start this stream over, right? But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Hopefully, VMware is good to me. All right, let's go to our other screen, and we are going to log into our Kali Linux machine. And we're going to do log in. Let's clear this out. All right. So, we're going to do the all right, let's do it like this so that we can have it side by side with each other. We're going to do, let me see the best way to do this. So we're going to go over here. All right, Recon for the win. I'm going to drag it over here. And let's see. I will put this right over. This is a pretty cool tool, by the way. This is called Rectangles. And you can place your windows. You can snap your windows to certain spots of the screen. All right. For this one, we'll do with the first 2/3. All right. Boom. Let me see. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay. Let's go to text a little cut off. Let me see what I can do. Let's do that. All right, cool. So we already read what this is. So let's see, how do we install this, right? So we're gonna have to do, so for those who are interested in Git, right? We're going to have to start off with git clone. So clone is to make a copy of the repository to have it locally on your computer. There's many options. We can also do a Docker image. So I don't have Docker installed. I mean, do I have Docker installed? Let me see. Docker. I don't think I have Docker on here. Nope, no Docker on here. You can do a sudo app install Docker CLI though. That might take too many resources. So we can try. So we can start with this clone and then see what we can do. Let me see. typically, normally I would go with Docker, but being that I'd have to install Docker on this, and then it's going to take resources, and then we have to run it. That's going to be resource on top of resource on top of resource, which I do not want to do that. All right. You can also do a Terraform. So if you're going to do a Terraform, you can also install it on AWS. So that is also interesting, to use the AWS servers to manage this type of testing. They say that, so keep in mind as well, in our DevOps course on Sundays, we also we're just doing Terraform this past weekend, and we're gonna get to Ansible at some point. Once we get past Kubernetes, eventually we'll get to Ansible. All right. Let me see. So there's a config file for the whole execution of the tool can be controlled. Let me turn this AC off. All right. Hunters can set various scanning modes, execution preferences, tools, configs, etc. Target single target domain, list of targets, one per line, multiple domain target, company name, exclude subdomain lists out of scope. Let's see. All right. So you know what? Enough talking. Enough of my yapping. Yap. Let's go ahead and let's do the Git clone. All right. Because I'm pretty sure Git is installed on Kali Linux. We're gonna go here and we're just gonna do Git clone https:// we'll say github.com/s62dez/recon ftw, right? That is going to make a copy of the folder on my computer. Let me see. All right, so now that it's there, now we have to go cd recon for the win. So you guys remember the command cd to go inside of the directory, so cd. And we're going to say, next up, it's going to be slash, so it's // So the / is a Linux command to run a script, install.sh. And if we do that, ooh, look at that. So password. Okay, let's see what happens. Did it type in? I don't know. Is it doing anything? Let's see. Let's see. I don't know if it did anything. Should be installing. Recon for the one is already up to date. Installing system packages. Let me stop it. Let's try that again because I don't know. I think it is doing something. It's just not showing you. I wish there was some type of progress bar to let you know that it's actually working. My interest is, what is a secondary rate limit? Where are you seeing that, Magnetar, secondary rate limit? And then I can provide some additional. We can look it up actually, and provide some info, some insight if you let us know where you're getting that. Taking a sweet little time. But while that's happening, we would do. No, I logged into. I didn't log into to GitHub via Kali Linux. Because it's a public repo, I can just pull directly into the. I can directly clone because it's a public repo. So, let's see. All right, so it's installing, updating Golang, Go 1.24. So installing Python requirements, unable to install. What? Installing repositories. Why is it unable to install? Git leaks, CMSeek, Swagger Spy. I'm worried about all those that couldn't be installed. I might have to do it with a sudo. We'll see. All right, things are getting installed. Not everything though, so I might do it one more time with the sudo command specifically passed in. I see a lot of things being installed. Email Finder, XN Link Finder, GF installed. Failed to install the following. So some of them failed to install for some reason. So it's possible some of these are no longer available, I'm guessing. Running configuration special repositories. So once that is all done, then we get to run the command recon for the win.sh -d, and then I will run it on, what is -r? -r is recon, full recon process without attacks like SQLI. Okay, cool. That sounds good. Or maybe we should do passive only. We'll start off with passive only and see what we get that way. If it ever finishes. Let's see. While we wait for this to install, we got Kevin T in the building. What's up, Kevin T? So happy to speak to you. Happy to see you here. Because is this Kali only, or can us Black Arc users use it too? So I would say this, right? Because I don't believe this tool is actually installed as part of Kali Linux. So I think anybody can use it. Any can use it on Mac, you can use it on Linux. You can probably use it on Windows as well. But I think any version of Linux that you're doing, because at the end of the day, Kali Linux is just it helps in doing this type, like in doing this cybersecurity work, because they pre-install a lot of these packages for you. But you can have a vanilla Linux box, and then you can install all of your, like, let's say you said, like, I'm going to make my own Linux installation with this tool, that tool. I don't like this tool in Kali Linux. I don't like these things in Kali Linux. And you want to name it Kevin T's cool cybersecurity box, right? And you create that as an image, then you're good to go. You know, so I don't think people by default use Kali Linux because it's pre-built with a lot of things, but there is no rule that says that you have to use Kali Linux. You can use whatever it is that you want, as long as it can get the job done. All right, so this is finished. Remember to set your API keys for Subfinder, GitHub, GitLab, SSRF server, Blind, XSS server, Notify, who is XML API. So we would have to, all right, so if we want to use those, we need to actually go and get API keys for that. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're going to give it a try, right? So to give it a try, we need to and we're going to pass in the passive flag just to be a little bit safe, because I want to do it on a popular. You guys give me a website. As I get this started, drop me a website in the chat that I can look up, right? And Magnusar, do not try to have me go into the FBI again, because I am not trying to have them knock at my door. We just got a newly appointed FBI director, and I do not need anybody showing up to my door saying, "Can I talk to you for a second? Can I talk to you for?" I don't need that. I do not need that in my life. I try to stay as far away from the FBI as possible. All right. Oh my God, we have Operation Tech Takeover in the building. What's up, Operation Tech Takeover? So happy to see you here. Mitch says a G-rated website. So you want us to go to? All right, I'm just kidding. I'm not even gonna throw anything out there. All right, let's do. You know what, Mitch? Let's do Fabletics. Max says eBay. We'll do both. We'll do eBay and Fabletics. But we have to do Fabletics first, right? We have to do Fabletics first, right? So the command is gonna be /recon for the win .sh. Sh is a bash script. You know what? Before I even do that, let's do this. Let's do a let's take a look at what's in this file, right? Let's do a vim, and we'll do a recon for the win dot, what are my options? .sh. This, however they did this thing right here, that's really cool. That is really cool. You know what? I'm gonna make one with my name, because that's really cool. But basically, when we run this code, it's gonna be run like when we run the script, it's gonna be running all these different things. So whoever created this, they created all of this whole tool is running in a bash script, and it's reaching out to different repositories and using Python and all that type of stuff. This is absolutely amazing, right? We're not going to go through every single one. Like, we're not going to parse through the code because this code is not the easiest to understand, especially using it through this view. What we're going to do is we are going to use it. We're going to use it, right? Because as a ethical hacker, as a cybersecurity professional, you don't need to know exactly how the tool that you're using was made. You just need to know how to use it. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So we're going to do so to run a bash script, you need to start off with a /, right? And then we put in the name of the script, and then we're going to do, so what is a -d for? What is -d is for single target domain. All right. So we're going to do -d, and then we're going to say fabletics.com. I believe that's how you spell it. And we're going to do -p for passive. We're going to do -p for passive. And we should be able to run it that way. All right. So let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Some tools or directories are missing. So if some things are missing, we can check that again. There's a lot of things that are missing, actually. I'm going to try to install again. But let's see what we do get. So try running the installer script again. If it fails, try installing missing tools manually. Ensure that the tools variable is correctly set at the start of the script. Okay, we'll double check that then to see what's going on with that. But maybe that's why it can't run. So it says target Fabletics, emails finished in 0 seconds. Results are saved in the Fabletics. OSINT, email, text, and password. Running Google. So it is running. So running Google Dork. No modules found. Let's see. Results are saved in Dorks. Let's see. GitHub repo analysis. Right. GitHub tokens. So we don't have a lot of stuff in here. Let's see. Some stuff are running though. Let's see. So it's running a pretty big comprehensive scan, but we don't have a lot of our details in there. Let me try this, right? I'm gonna do sudo, and then I'm gonna do the /install.sh. Let's see if it actually gets some of these packages installed now that we're doing it with sudo. Sudo is a super user, like a root access. So by running something with sudo in front of it, it should allow us to do some more things, right? So that might be what the problem is. I don't know why all these packages aren't being found. Let me see. When was the last time this was updated? It's 2 months ago. Okay, installing system packages. So let's see how the install goes, because we were able to see the scan run, or whatever it's run, but it's not that comprehensive, right? What I'll also do while that's running, okay. Let's see. What we can also do, I'm going to open up a, what do I want to open up? We will do, take a look at this example. So on a single target, perform a full recon on a list of targets. So you can have a list. So you can have a text file with a list of different sites that you want to test on. Perform full recon with intensive tasks. So we don't want to go too intensive because it's going to be overwhelming to the system and to their site. But I think it's important to get this. All right. So let's see. So it says cannot execute binary. That is weird. See, all these are unable to install, which doesn't make much sense to me. But all those things are installed. Let me see how old this repo. I mean, this it was updated just recently, from what I saw. The repository, not the document. Well, let me see. 5 months ago, yeah, it's fairly recent. I mean, that is pretty recent in tech time, like 5 months ago. All right, we got Rod Brown in the building. What's up, Rod Brown? What's up, Rod Brown? Are you ready, Rod Brown?
Lunch break.
Rod Brown, I have one question for you. Just one. You know what? While this is doing its thing, I'm going to go back on full screen. We're going to go to break. And we're going to try to scan some more sites when we get back. We're going to try to install one more tool when we get back as well. But I have a question for Rod Brown. Let's go to full screen. Mr. himself, the nourishing word in the flesh, in the building. Rod Brown, my question for you, Rod Brown, is:
Are you ready?
That's all I had to ask. That is all I had to ask, Rod Brown, is:
Are you ready?
And Rod Brown knows exactly what I mean by that question. And I always, people always tell me that I am so, they say that I'm so annoying. I'm telling you, everybody, my wife, Miss TCR, is like, oh my God, you are so annoying. Here's the thing, right? You cannot tell me that you're going to do something, because if you tell me that you're going to do something, I will ask you about it until it's done. I will say, did you do it yet? Did you do it yet? Did you do it yet? And they're like, you are so annoying. And that's why you need me around. That's why you need me in your life. I'm just saying. But we're at break. Magnetar is hilarious. I love it. All right. I'm going to check the chat real quick, and then we're going to get to our break time discussion. Or not discussion. It's not a discussion. I just want to do a little bit of research. When we get to a break, I want to look for, because Chris Parks brought a really good idea about taking these odd-houred cybersecurity jobs. So I wanted to see, can we find them? Are we able to find those type of jobs? Because I think that would be really, really helpful for people who are trying to get in cybersecurity. They don't know where to start. Well, you got to do the job that nobody wants to do. That is my number one rule for start. When I started working, I was working the 3 to midnight shift when I was doing tech support. Because not that nobody wanted it, but I needed a job. I needed to build experience. So I was like, I'm not going to be pouting and stomping my feet, running in the victim Olympics. I was like, I'm going to take whatever. If I had to work, when I was in college, I was working overnight, falling asleep at a neighborhood. That was when neighborhood Walmarts just started being introduced. And I was falling asleep while stocking cans on the shelf. But I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do. I told you the story about working at the dog track when I was 16 years old. I do what I have to do. All right. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let's get into the chat with my friends. See what we got going on. Let me see. We have make sure. Let me see. Maxer says he figured out the rate limit thing, so that's good. I'm not missing it. All right. So says, did you log into your GitHub via Kali Linux? If I needed to authenticate to get to pull a private repo, then I would have, but I didn't have to. So that's what me logging into GitHub is a mess because I have 2-factor authentication in my GitHub, so it's a mess. So I'm like, I'm only gonna get a public repo, all right? Let me see. Kevin T says, great channel, appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kevin T. And it is a pleasure. It is an absolute pleasure to have you in the chat on the channel. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
My guy OTTO says, just got off of work. Sorry, I'm late. You know what? Get out of here. Get out of here, Operation Takeover. How? You know what? Operation Takeover. I have one question for you. Operation Takeover. OTTO. The question is.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
How dare you apologize for being late? You know that this is your home away from home or your work away from work. You no matter what time you show up, you are always appreciated. So thank you so much for being here, OTTO. You are a favorite here on this channel.
I appreciate you.
Magnus says eBay. We'll give eBay a try. Let's see. OTTO says, tell your cousin that I took the questionnaire. I hope my information helps her research with TBI. It is going to help immensely. So thank you so much. And with OTTO bring that up, if you haven't taken the TBI, the traumatic brain injury questionnaire, please do me a favor. The link is in the chat. I'm going to drop it again real quick in the chat, but take the survey. It is to gather data to see what type of information is out there. What do people know about it? I did not know anything about it. And I'm still limited in what I know about it, but my cousin suffered a traumatic brain injury last year. She was in a biking accident and she is still recovering, going to therapy and all that type of stuff. And the therapist still I don't believe the therapist has cleared her for 100% duty yet. So do me a favor, go ahead and take that survey, that questionnaire. That'll be very, very helpful as she starts to put out content about dealing with traumatic brain injuries. All right. Let me see. What else we got? We got my guy Rod Brown in the building. The nourishing word himself. But think about Rod Brown. Rod Brown is doing the work of the Lord. He is giving you that encouragement, that motivation. He is not me. He is not me. Because what happens is you'll go to Rod Brown and he'll give you that motivation, and then you'll come to me. I'm like, all right, now it's time. It's time for us to get to work. You got all your tears out with my guy. Giving you that nourishing word, that motivation. Now it is time to go to work. That is my brother right there. It is a twofold solution. He gets you feeling better, and then I'm like, all right, now that you feel better, let's actually get that work done. Let's get that work done. Shout out to my guy Rod Brown. Love that guy. All right. Let's see. But Mitch does not feel the same. He says, Rod Brown, I do not agree. The thoughts expressed by Mitch are not the views of this channel. All right. I'm just saying. Rod Brown's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Techo Truff. I have no idea. Measure says, mean? Yes. Annoying? No. just wait for it, Measure. Just wait for it. And Mitch also adds, he is also evil. Oh my God. At times I can be. At times, it depends. And yeah. All right, Mitch. All right. We get the point, Mitch. I'm telling you. Miss Freckles in the building says, TCR, I'm your annoying female doppelganger. You know what? You know what? If I could have a doppelganger, I would definitely choose Miss Freckles as my doppelganger. Let's see. Why are you grumpy already? Rod Brown, he's grumpy because he wanted some pizza, but he could not get the pizza. So that's what's going on over there. Let's see. So as I told you the other day, my head was cloudy. I'm back. Like I said, you had all that slick stuff to say, and I said nothing. About to catch them. You know what? We might have to end the show with catch these hands of love. All right. All right. Let's see. That's the point. I will get your spirit right and then send them to you to get that work right. That's what I was like. Come get this work. Let's see. This is awesome. Ms. Recon says, I've never been this excited to receive books in the mail, my new study Bible, and I am so excited. You guys remember the song? I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Let's see. Yeah, I hope y'all have a kumbaya when it comes to government workers work from home. Of course we do. Of course, to stop the hate. See, nobody even brought up the government workers having to return to office. Not today, at least. Not today. Rod Brown did not bring that up today. Let's see. Let's see. All right. That's everything. All right. So really quick, we are going to be doing a quick little bit of research into, let me get this off the screen. We're going to do a little bit of research into looking for odd security operations center analyst roles, right? So let's go over to, let me go pull up a Google. The old people say the Google, not just Google, the Google, right? Let's pull up the Google, and we're gonna go to, let me see. Let's go over to here. Why is Google showing me news all of a sudden? I don't know. I like Google because they didn't show me news. I don't, whatever. I don't care what, I like the very last thing that I care about is about Angel Reese's anything, right? About how she feels about anything, right? But let's go for odd SOC analyst jobs, right? So let's see if we can find, or maybe let's say we do overnight SOC analyst jobs, right? So remote overnight, knock could work too. I could see a knock analyst role working. Let's see, 24 overnight SOC analyst roles. Let's take a look at ZipRecruiter. Let's see. So junior SOC analyst. Let's see what this has to do. Remote, full time. So let's see what this role is right here. Let me get this off the screen. All right. So Key Logic LLC is currently looking for a junior SOC security operations center analyst to support federal. What did you say? Federal? The program provides comprehensive security monitoring and incident response through 24/7, 365 monitoring and analysis of potential threat activity targeting the enterprise. I didn't start a timer. Give me a second. Timer on. All right. Let's see. To support this vital mission, this team is on the forefront of providing SOC operations to include, what in the world is that? Oh, okay. That was weird. To include triage events, security operation investigation for potential threat activity identified with the organization. So, all right, so this is what I want to see, right? While the position is primarily remote, being on-site in Alexandria, Virginia may be required in the future. What? See, look at that. Magnetar, even in these jobs, they're looking to bring you back to the office. I'm telling you. I'm in a bind, Nate. So what are the hours that are available? And you know what? This might be a good opportunity for MB, for Reed Cyber Ready. It says this is a 24/7 operation with 12-hour shifts with 4 days on for 1 week and 3 days on the next week. And my guy Ferris, before he was working 10 jobs in cybersecurity, he was working overnight. He was working he had like 3 different jobs that he was working at all type of different hours. He had one job from like 7 to 7, another job from like 7:30 to like 5, and he had another job from like 4 to, and they were like all staggered, right? All staggered. But it says that this 24/7 operation says front half days, week 1, Sunday to Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Week 2, Sunday to Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Right? Front half nights, you could be working 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Week 2, Sunday to Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Right? Back half days, you can be working 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Wednesday to Saturday, and 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Sunday to Tuesday on week 2. And same thing for nights, right? Core days, you have a Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Midday, 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. And then nights, 11 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. So they give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different options. Corporate duties such. All right. So here's a question in the chat. Would you take one of these roles? Right? Well, not even one of these roles, because you'll probably say, "Oh, I would definitely take the core day on Monday, Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m." Well, guess what? Every other person who applies for this role would also take that job. Bruh. So my question to you is, would you take, as a junior SOC analyst, somebody with no experience, looking to get some experience? Like, let's say you went to WGU, right? Western Governors University. You took their cybersecurity program. They took care of your certifications. You fast track your education. You finish within, like, let's say 2 years, or let's say 4 semesters to keep the cost down, right? And now you are looking for a job. But guess what? It has to be remote. It has to be between 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. It is what it is, right? And they're like, well, guess what? No job for you. But so my question to you is, would you be willing to work either this Sunday to Wednesday? So you're giving up. So in both of these jobs, right? You're giving up your Sundays on the front half, on the front half days, right? You're giving up your Sundays. Would you be willing to give up your full Sunday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.? And once you get home after a 12-hour shift, you are tired. I'm tired, boss. But would you be willing to give up your Sundays in order to get your foot in the door? That's my question to you. Would you be willing to give it up? Front half nights, though. The next line. 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Are you able to work a night shift, a 12-hour night shift? Are you as tough as a night nurse working 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.? And guess what? It's not even as tough as a night nurse, because guess what? The night nurse has to drive to the hospital and put that work in, going from patient to patient. You are sitting at the computer, monitoring, looking for crazy activity. Maybe your developers are doing some stupid things. Maybe people are trying to hack into your system, but you're monitoring, right? Would you be willing to give up your Sunday nights, right? So, you're giving up your Sundays, your Mondays, and your Tuesdays.
Back to work. Chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work.
Or are you willing to give up your Saturdays? Right? Well, and for this one, it's only one Saturday you're giving up. You still get to keep one of your Saturdays, right? You choose. Are you going to give up your Saturday mornings or your Saturday nights? Your Friday nights, your Saturday and Friday night. I would probably recommend give up your Friday and Saturday, because that way you won't be getting into any trouble. You'll be actually making money, so you don't have to play the song "Where's My Money," right? So, what would you give up? What would you give up? Are you going to give up your Friday and Saturday? And for this one, it's only every other week that you're giving up your Friday and your Saturday. All right. Back half nights. So then, because guess what? There's a high chance that you're not going to get this job. There's also a high chance you're not going to get this job. This one might be available to you, but I'm pretty sure people are going to go after this one before they go after the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. For these, right? What are the requirements? We have 1 year of experience working in network defense environments, which they'll probably waive that 1 year difference. Maybe your internship that you do in college will be enough, right? Bachelor's degree in information tech, cybersecurity, computer science, computer engineering, electrical engineering. Years of experience and or cybersecurity certifications can be in lieu of a degree. For some reason, they keep forgetting. Those pesky kids keep forgetting to add a cybersecurity boot camp as well. And pretty much basically all the other standard SOC analyst type stuff, right? Salary, $60K a year. $60K a year. Would you be willing to give up your Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, nights, or days for $60K a year, right? Would you be willing to do it for $60K a year? That is the question. All right, so that's my thought. That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering, right? But the reason I pull this up is when you are getting started in a new field, you need to, you got to do what you got to do. Because like I said, nobody has to give you anything. You have to take what's available to you, and then you build experience off of that. And then as you gain experience, you can start building your own path. All right. That's all I'm saying. That is all that I'm saying. All right. Let's wrap that up. Let's go back to full screen. And before I even check the chat, we're going to jump right into our last segment of work. And then we'll wrap it up with the chat, final announcements, all of that good stuff. All right. So I'm going to put up, although there's less than 20 minutes on the clock, I'm going to put up 20 minutes because we're going to do a full show, not a partial show, but we're going to do a full show tonight. All right. Let's get to our last 20 minutes of work.
It's time to do.
Maxer says, is this a side job? Maxer, that is a full-time job. 12-hour shifts, 4 days 1 week, 3 days the other week. That gets you to 80 hours for the 2 weeks. All right. So it is a full-time job for $60K a year. Right. Ability to work greater than 40. I didn't even see that part. Ability to work greater than 40 hours per week as needed. Occasional nights and weekends work required, and or 12-hour shifts in a single day. All right. So that's a full-time job. That is a full-time job. All right. Let's see. Let's continue with this work. All right. So I'm going to go over. Let me get this off the screen as well. All right. So we are over here. What's going on with my Kali Linux? It's going crazy. Why are we going crazy? Give me a second. We're going to shut it down. Kali Linux is going crazy on me. Hold on. I'll show you guys what's happening over here. I can't even use my mouse. Let's see. That's crazy. Hold on. I don't know what to do with this thing. Hold on. I got an idea. All right, there we go. Let me just shut down. Let me shut down Kali Linux because it is VMware is going crazy on me. Let's go and shut it down. And then I'm going to start it back up. You got to think fast on your feet sometimes. All right. So let's go ahead and let's start up VMware again. I don't know what happened with it there. It just started going crazy. Don't call me crazy. And it's doing all right. So okay, let's let's see. I don't know what's going on with it. Let's do a shutdown. Let's see. Let's restart it. You run into unexpected things at times, all right? So we figure it out. We make it work, and then we make it better. That is why I don't do pre-recorded coding things much, right? Because I could easily create a course or something like that and just show everything working perfectly, right? But if everything works perfectly, right? And now when you go, something's wrong with this. You see something? Something's wrong with my installation because it's getting stuck. It is getting stuck. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me shut it down. For some reason, I'm not able to log in. It's getting to this option. I'm logging in. But yeah, imagine if I had this issue and I'm like, well, I'm just going to cut that off so that you guys can't see it. Then how does that help you, right? All right, so guess what we have to do? We have to do some research. We got to see why this is happening, right? So let's say Kali Linux. Kali Linux VMware Fusion. Blank screen with cursor upon login. All right, let's open this up a little bit. If your Kali Linux virtual machine on VMware shows a blank screen with only your cursor after logging in, it usually indicates a problem with your virtual machine's display settings, potentially caused by incompatible graphics cards, incorrect display resolution, or issues with the virtual machine's video card settings with VMware Fusion. This was working just fine just a second ago. But like I said, we run into things here on a daily basis, and we have to figure it out on the fly. This was not expected. All right. Let's try to go to, some things to try. Let's go to, let me see. Let me make this smaller so I can see the instructions. Let's try a few things out here. So it says go to, doesn't make any sense. Virtual machine settings. Unless I press something by mistake. Settings. Display. I don't know. All right, so let's shut that down. That is so weird. I don't know what happened to it. I have to mess with it to figure out what exactly is going on. Let's see, accelerate 3D. Shared. Let's go with this. Leave that off. I don't know. Let's give it a start. Let's I don't know. This is weird. We get to this screen, right? Booting in 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. We get our logo, and then it gets stuck there. Let's say after logo. Indicates a problem with the virtual machine's graphics settings. Most likely, this doesn't make any sense. Other potential issues: guess OS setting. Check the display setting within Kali Linux itself by accessing. But how can I get there? That doesn't make any sense. Let's see. There we go. Somebody else says somebody else has, all right, kind of same thing. Let me see something. Enter, and it just came out of nowhere. That's funny. All right, let's see what we can figure out, because it is what it is. That's why we take the slow approach here. We don't just try to rush it. I don't hide any of the struggles that we go through. All right, so if I have, let me check. You know what? Let me check my resources on this computer as well. We have a lot of space actually. We have a lot of space. All right. Let me see. So let's try some of this stuff, right? So if I go here and I say, let's shut down the machine again. It just started happening out of nowhere. That's the crazy part about it. So it says, all right, go to VM settings, function in the VMware app menu, memory. We saw it work for a little bit. I wonder if it has anything to do with the installation though. Let's see. So let's go to display. We go to here, settings. It says make sure the memory is at 3 gigs. Oops. Let's see, where's the memory? Memory is at 4 gigs, so that's fine. Let's see, we have 2 processors, we have that. Under display, it says turn off. What we turn on, so turn it off. Make sure 1 monitor. Single window. I guess that's it. But that's what we did though. That is what we did. I don't think it's gonna make a difference, but we'll try. And if that's how we have to shamefully end the show today, then that's how we have to shamefully end the show. It is what it is. You know, we are here to learn. What is this? I don't have a snapshot. Great. Let's give it a start. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Let's see what these advanced options are. Let's see my mouse. Let's try the recovery mode. Let's see what we get that way. Enter to continue. Yeah, that's not good. But guess what? The worst case scenario, because it's a virtual machine, we just delete it and get a new one. I'm not really worried about it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. But if we can't get into it to continue with this tonight, then we will consider that we used the Recon for the win. Had some trouble installing it. We can accredit our VM crashing to Recon for the win, at least, because that's when it stopped working, and we'll go from there, right? But I don't know. I'm really not sure what is going on with this thing at this point. Let me see how much time we have left. Let's see. Well, it is what it is. So, final thoughts on this. I don't think it's a hard drive. Turn that off. last ditch effort. We will do one last one. If that doesn't work, then so be it. We'll wrap it up at that point, right? And we'll still be done in perfect timing. The logo shows up, and then nothing. Makes no sense at all. Well, that's all she wrote, folks. That is all she wrote. I'll probably just end up wiping this install out because I don't know what caused it to crash. It says, DB Darrow is coming in clutch. Says, can you boot into single user mode or other modes in Kali boot list? Let's give it a try. So let's go over to, let me put that up there. Let's go over to here and we're going to say, that's interesting. Oops. Let's go to, restart. And all right, so how to boot into single user mode then. Let's look at that. Kali Linux boot into single user mode. Use Kali grub to boot into single. How do I boot into single user mode? What is grub? I don't know what grub is. Let's see. Says do I thought I did though. I'll do it again though. Let's do a when virtual machine shutdown. I sure want to shut down. Yes, I want to shut down. Should be shut down now. All right. And what about the single user mode? So to boot into single user mode, edit your boot instructions for the grub menu. That's going to take too long to do today. But let's see. I'll try it one more time, but either way, we're not going to get to what we wanted to do. Let me see something. Firmware settings. Something probably crashed. I'm guessing something happened with that FTW install because it shows the logo and then it crashes right there. Are there logs? Let me see. Ooh, how about that? Where can I see Kali Linux logs? var log directory. The question is, how do you get to the var? Oh, so maybe we can do this, right? So let's do one last restart. I just want to check something real quick. But now you get to see how my mind works when it comes to troubleshooting, right? So let's go here. That's not what I want. I can't do that. I wanted to go into the command prompt. I want to go to the command prompt. Let me see. Oh, I have a shell. All right, so let me do ls current directory. All right, so cd var. I can get in there. cd efi. I don't remember the command, but I'll figure this out. I will figure this out because this is annoying. I think maybe something crashed the install. But I was gonna try to see the logs, but I don't want to spend a bunch more time doing that. So let's go back to let's call that a day. Let's call that a day. Let's go over here and let's go back to full screen. We'll figure it out next week. We will figure it out next week. Actually, no. Next week, we're going to move on to scanning because I wanted to start scanning today. It says try the second option in Kali boot Linux. And I did do that. I chose recovery mode and did the same exact thing, DB Darrow. It's weird. It says there are logs, but you have to get into that mode. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to create it because that's why they are virtual machines, right? Right, DB Darrow? That's why we have virtual machines. But we are going to, let me do final announcements, and then we are going to check the chat to end the night, all right? So final announcement is...
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Wake up with David Goggins times and Techo Drive at 4 a.m. I start the playlist and it just loops for like 12 hours during the day. In case at any moment that you pop in and you need to either maybe you're in the gym trying to get one more rep in. Maybe you're trying to write some code. Maybe you're up at 5 a.m. on a jog in the snow. Maybe you're up at 5 a.m. on a jog in the snow, right? And you need to that extra boost. Maybe you need that extra boost to get you through. Tap into the Tech Music channel. I've been, since Monday, I have been streaming some David Goggins playlists with a side of the Tech Coach Ralph music to just keep you going. All right, so tap in Tech Music. I know that Miss Freckles is getting her daily boost of motivation, waking up early. So shout out to Miss Freckles as always. All right, but check it out over there. I listen to it throughout the day. All right. All right. Let me get to the chat and then we're going to get out of here. Let me see. All right. Let me see what we got going on over here. See what my friends are. Let me see what my friends are up to. Let's see. Let's see.
Lunch break.
All right, that's over. All right, so let's see. Where are we? I missed a lot of stuff. All right, let's go. Starting over here. So Magnuson says, okay, let me rephrase about the job. If that's an entry-level job and they are cool with me learning it, then cool. Let's go. I would say they will have some grace on you as a junior role. They know that that's entry level, but they still have an expectation of you knowing how to do the general work. They're not going to hold your hand, right? They're not going to hold your hand and say, "Oh, let's go for a walk together." And, "Oh my God, you got a boo boo." Oh, that's so sad. They're not going to do that, right? They expect you to perform. Now they're going to have grace because SOC analyst is an entry level role, right? But they still expect you to perform and to catch things and work is work. Work is work, all right? So I'll put it that way. Let's see. OTCO says, transitioning, yes, with transitioning, I would be willing to work the odd hours to get my foot in the door. OTCO works so hard. It's like when I'd be doing the morning teams, just left to drive off to work and on the way back, and he's always it's like on my morning streams he's driving to work, on my night streams he's driving from work. I'm like, man, OT said you work a lot. It says says you're supposed to be on my side. 48 hours is the true commitment. I'm just saying, Miss Freckles. I'm just saying, Miss Freckles. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. All right. So Ms. Freckles, are you saying that you'd be willing to work these 12-hour shifts for these companies, but you wouldn't be willing to do 2 days, 48 hours with my best friend?
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Terrible. It says because TCR is the shepherd in teaching tech for us Lambs. Interesting. I like the way you put that. I like the way you put that. You know what? I probably should have said what I just said. So let's just do this, right? Just scratch that from the record. Your Honor, please scratch that from the record, all right? I did not say that, all right? Let's see. Where are we at? Says, let me go pray and study. You got this. See you later, Miss Freckles. See you later. You know what? That's a good thing. That is a good thing. She did not hear what I just said. She did not hear. DBDR says, I left and came back and VMware blew up. You remember I just gave VMware a compliment earlier, and this is what happens, right? Let's see. We got Bozito Coding Journey. What's up, Bozito? How are you doing? This found you because the video of Portfolio as QA. Thank you. It is my pleasure. Thank you so much for tapping in with us as well. I truly, truly appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
And I'm happy that you found it helpful. If you have any questions or additional, like whatever it is that you need, let me know, and I will make a follow-up video. I'll make a follow-up stream. Whatever it is that you need, just let me know, and we will make that happen. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best on your journey. He's so silly. Yeah, they're so silly. LeBron and D Wade alley-oops. All right, Rod Brown. Who is LeBron and who is D Wade? Who is and is it like 2020 D Wade or is it like 2006 D Wade? Like, there's a difference. There's a difference, right? You let me know. Let me know. Miss Rego says, wait. Kobe, all net. Let's get it.
We the best.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. Miss Freckles, how did you know that Mitch prefers Kobe than LeBron? I mean, LeBron is his second favorite player. His first is Kobe. But how did you know? How did you know? Although Miss Freckles is no longer here, I'm just talking to the era at this point. Russ is Kobe and Shaq alley-oop. Let's see. It says, so DBDR was talking about the single loader. You know what? VMware and Kali Linux told me tonight. Do not come. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Magnus says, I have to rewatch a few parts. Go for it. We tried that. Is Miss Freckles here or not? Miss Freckles says, Magnetar, are we... well, all right, look. Miss Freckles, if you're my doppelganger and you're twins with Magnetar, does that make us triplets? Does that make us triplets at this point? I'm just saying. A full, and you have to hold the power button for like 30 seconds to get that full reset. All right. Let's see. Just for my work laptop, it's a hit or miss. Restart or power down. DVDR says there's logs. However, you need to be able to log in to get to the logs. Up. It happens. Let's see. Yep, definitely make a new one. Rod Brown comes in clutch. Rod Brown with the clutch says, try taking out the cartridge, blow into it, then put it back in. Should work just fine. It's a good point. That is a good point. I think I tried that. DBDR says, that is the best part of the journey, learning when things break and being forced to That's why I do it. This is why I do this, right? I'm like, okay, let's Google it. This is the error that we have. How can we fix it? But thank God that it is a virtual machine that we can easily just wipe it out and create a new one and keep on chugging. Let's see. That is the go-to for all tech problems. It never fails. Miss Freckles says Genesis, Sega. Let's see. Mrs. I get a lot of hate. It's sick. What? Mitch, who hates you? You know what, Mitch? Only I am allowed to fight with you, all right? No one else is allowed to hate you, Mitch. Nobody else is allowed to hate you. And Miss Record says, the records. Shout out to Miss Record's record. It says, what's your IG? My IG is just simply TechCodraft. Just TechCodraft. That's my IG. That is my X. That's my Reddit. That is my what do you call the other one? That is my Facebook. Anywhere is just TechCodraft. Hit me up. I will see you there. It says, I'm starting and I really enjoyed your. Thank you. That means a lot. Let's get it. Miss. Oh man, Miss Freckles heard me. Oh my God, Miss Freckles heard me. I'm sorry. Let's just scratch that. Scratch that from the record. Like, it was just a little jokey joke. It was, and you know what? I know what it is, Miss Freckles. I forgot to say, with all due respect, and I'm gonna fix it right now. Respectfully, with all due respect, Miss Freckles, is 48 hours really too much? Is it 48 hours really too much? With all due respect, respectfully, all right? I'm just saying. Let's see. All right. So Magnetar says that he is the tallest of the triplets, and Miss Freckles says that she is the medium one, which eventually turned into being a short joke. You know what? I have a series of these for you guys, right? Because Miss Freckles and Magnetar are making these short jokes against me. The first one is,
I hate it here. I want to go home.
and
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
and lastly, to go international.
How dare you?
Okay, I got it all out. Now I'm good. Now I am good. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate you all. I had a lot of fun. You guys see how tech is working. You might be doing a bunch of stuff, and then all of a sudden, your virtual machine, your PC just says we are not gonna get along. It says now we have bad blood. It told me we have bad blood.
Bruh.
All right. But my question for you, I had a lot of fun. Did you have a lot of fun?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
That's what I'm here for. I'm very entertained. Loads and loads of fun. But you guys know we gotta go. There are things that I need to do. I gotta get ready for tomorrow because tomorrow doesn't stop. It's coming. It is coming with fire. All right. So you guys know, as Mitch said, you guys know that yesterday's price is not today's price, and today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price because.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. Good night, everybody. You guys take care. Roxy, have a good night. Magnetar says VMware was the easiest to install. Took a minute, but it worked. Yes, it does work very, very well. I like it, but I think it was the Kali Linux, the Recon FTW. So that's why we do virtual machines, all right? But we're out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Miss Freckles, Mitch, Magnetar, Roxy, C. Marshall, as always. DB Darrow, thank you so much for the help. Bozito, shout out to you. Rod Brown, as always. Shout out to my guy Rod Brown.
Are you ready?
I'm just saying. To everybody, NYCX, thank you guys so much. Really, I'm just doing a quick scroll through the list, make sure I don't forget anybody. But I really appreciate you all. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
Fell from the clouds, felt the crash. High horse bucked me off the path. Smitten, lost, can't find my way. Below rock bottom, here I'll stay. I was riding, up on that horse. Thought I had it all, no doubts, no remorse. Fell hard, right down below. Lower than rock bottom, where dreams don't go. Where do I go from here? Can't see through the fear. I'm lost, I'm scared, tangled up. Trying to find my look. Lost in the shadows, can't find the light. Wandering aimless through endless night. Should've Should've been straight, should've, would've, could've, but I took the curve. Now I'm stuck in this mess with nerve. Broken wings, shattered dreams, echoes of laughter, now just screams, trying to climb back up the wall, but every step, it's a harder fall. Once high up in the sky so blue, now the ground's the only view. Regrets a heavy chain around my feet, dragging me down into this defeat. I look for answers in the dark, hoping to kindle a single spark, just a spark. But all I find is the cold and the pain, circling around like a never-ending chain. Gotta find a way to break free from this, reclaim the throne I start to miss. Right now just lost in despair, grasping for hope, it's nowhere. Where do I go from here? I can't see through the fear. I'm lost, I'm scared, tangled up, I'm lost, trying to find my luck. Tired eyes looking for a sign, fractured heart cracked by time. Should've been straight, paid my dues. Now I'm haunted by the blues.